Hey guys, this is Nathan. Sorry this video is late. I've been out of work since October 11th, and because of a pretty bad car wreck, and I was supposed to go back to work today, but I had a major health setback this week, and so that's why I'm a little bit behind. I know there's an excuse and everybody's got one, but I mean that's the God's honest truth. Anyways, I don't want to spend much time on that. This week's video is about design and construction. There are several things I'm going to try and talk about within the scope of 5 minutes. If I don't get to it, we can probably conversate somewhere else. The first thing I want to talk about is the lack of connection between the final realized design and my ideas. I quite often find myself coming up with these great concepts and great ideas and things of that nature, but for some reason there's a disconnect between what I had envisioned and what actually ends up being on stage. And I'll give you a couple examples. I directed a play for competition one year called Lafayette Number One. Absolutely loved the script. I would want to direct it again. However, the school that I started at this year did it last year for competition. So it won't be anytime soon. Anyways, Lafayette Number One is about a group of children trying to survive the yellow fever scare. And these children were orphans, or as they're known in the play, the forgotten. I had this idea because I used to be everything but the kitchen sink when it came to my designs, especially in one-act play. And Lori has experience with this. I don't know if you do, Anthony. I believe it's Anthony. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. And Melanie. But in contest, you have 7 minutes to set it up. So quite often you do things that are more simple for the fact of, I can't set it up in 7 minutes. Anyways, my idea was to because in the play there's several times where people come back as ghosts and Yellowjack comes to take the next victim of yellow fever. And so my idea was, I was inspired by the old-timey street lamps that you see in New Orleans. So I wanted one of those street lamps, center stage, nothing else, and we were going to find a way to make it appear as if the characters were coming from behind that street lamp. That's the only thing I wanted, because this whole play is a memory play. And so we could have done a lot of what ended up on stage through movement. Anyways, we kept adding and adding and adding, and we didn't stick true to my original design. The other time that I failed to reach the full potential was the second time I directed a show called The Angelina Project. I hadn't done it once before for competition at a school previous, and I spent so much time making things so different that I ended up causing the show not to reach its full potential because we were constantly changing things. So I need to find a way to have my ideas put on paper or have a solid concept statement and then reach that full realization that I can. The next thing that I have always struggled with is construction. I've always wanted to be able to understand and feel better about what I can do as far as construction and design and things of that nature. But the schools that I've worked at, every single school, with the exception of one, the very first year I taught at Longview, had a proper scene shop with saws and things like that. But every other school that I've taught at, there's not enough space. One school refused to get me tools. They took them away from the teacher that was there before me, and they wouldn't give them back. One school had a cafetorium, and we can't obviously cut things in there because it's sawdust. So I want to figure out, not only make my design ideas come to full realization, but how to do that under extenuating circumstances. I feel like if I can figure that out, then we will increase the productivity and the quality of our scenic design elements at whatever school I'm at exponentially.